Yo, welcome back to the GM Podcast. I'm Miller.
I'm Gav.
And today we are bringing back our weekly predictions. And we will be doing our week one of the NFL. It's going. Thank God football season is back, man. We just watched a great slate of college football games.
Amazing.
And we will be discussing that after the predictions. But let's go ahead and get into it. Also, we have a topic. I forgot to add. We have a topic at the end about communication that we will get into. So that's the agenda for today. We got our predictions. We got college football recap, and we got a session about communication. But let's get into it. Cowboys at Eagles Thursday night football, 8:20 on Peacock. Philly is favored by 7.5 in this one. Who do you have winning?
Yeah, we have one organization who is the peak of the NFL and just, front office and everyone just handles things the right way and does things the right way and is just striving for a championship. And then we have another organization who really don't know where they're going, what direction other than down. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles by don't know exactly. I'll take them by double digits though, but money line. I'm taking the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles. And I think they will cover the 7.5. I think 7.5 is a little low for this game, honestly. I know it's first game and all, but my thing is, the weakness of this Eagles defense right now is going to be the corners because we are starting a guy that hasn't had experience in our system. I'm forgetting his name as of right now, so my fault. But
is it Ringo?
It's not because Ringo lost the spot. So we won't be playing him. The guy from the Raiders that we traded for, he's not ready to go yet, Jacorian Bennett. So Darius Slay's obviously gone. Cooper DeJean might have to even step into the outside corner slot at a certain point. But it will be interesting to see if Dak Prescott, who has had success against the Eagles in the past, can go crazy with two great receivers in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens in this first week and put up points religiously and make the Eagles defense look bad as they lost a lot of starters in this offseason. So I think that is a possibility, but I don't think they can win this game. They're not good enough as a football team to win this game. And frankly, that defense isn't stopping us or Saquon Barkley. So yeah, I am going to go with the Eagles on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry that this schedule just
you're good.
Messed me up. But next we got Chiefs at Chargers on Friday. This is the Sao Paulo game this year. KC is favored by 3.5 in this one. What do you have?
Andy Reid doesn't really lose that much when he has a lot of time to game plan and make a script for the offense. And I'm just going to take the Chiefs here.
Yeah, I think it's sad for the Chargers that their home game against the Chiefs is in Brazil. That is ridiculous to me. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. I just think they're a better football team at this moment in time. I think the Chargers aren't very great against the Chiefs, and when they play, they play them great, but they never win.
Yeah.
And I don't think this year is going to be any different. So I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. Next game, our Sunday slate. Cardinals at Saints, probably the worst game of the weekend. Arizona is favored by 6.5 in this one. Who do you have?
Give me Arizona. I think they take a leap.
Yeah, I also agree. The Saints are a horrible football team. They are starting Spencer Rattler, and you didn't want to draft Shedeur Sanders. Okay. After that, let's move on. Dolphins at Colts. Indianapolis is favored by 1.5. Who do you have in this game?
Yeah, it's early. Weather's good. Give me Miami.
Miami in this one?
Yeah.
See, that's interesting to me. You know what? I'm gonna go with Miami as well. I think they are a little bit of a better team. They're gonna be fresh, and Miami is gonna be a better football team week 1 than they are by week 18. I'm gonna just make that promise.
Yeah. Week 8, my prediction might be a little different.
Yeah, exactly. This might be a different game, but I think with the quarterback controversy, bless you. I think with the quarterback controversy in Indianapolis, I don't know if they'll be ready to compete with Miami, especially with their scheme.
Daniel Jones week 1 haven't beating a healthy Tua with Waddle and all the guys. So
A-Chain. Give me Miami in that one as well. So we're 4 games through and we're pretty even. So let's see if anything changes. Raiders at Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 2.5 in this one. Who do you have?
Yeah, both new head coaches. But I just don't know how I feel about this Raiders defense yet. And I think Drake May and them can end up putting a lot of points, especially if Stephon Diggs plays, which I think he will. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah. I think the spread it would be even if it was at a neutral site. But it is in New England, which is the reason I'm going to pick the Patriots as well. like you said, that defense for the Raiders is not very great at this moment in time. It's probably the worst personnel other than the Dallas Cowboys in the league right now. And yeah, I just think the Patriots are going to have a lot of success running the football against this Oakland Raiders defense.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Patriots in that one. Steelers at Jets. Very interesting game as Aaron Rodgers goes back to New York, which will be like a weird kind of return game, because he didn't give the Jets anything. So we'll see if the Jets boo him, which they probably will. Pittsburgh is favored by 2.5 in this one away. So who do you have winning this game?
That's a tough one. This is the toughest one so far. Give me the Steelers.
Okay.
Week 1. Give me the Steelers.
I'm going to go with the Steelers as well. I think Mike Tomlin's defense will be ready to play. Their personnel is pretty good right now. Cam Hayward obviously hasn't. I don't know if he's reached an agreement yet.
No.
But that defense will be ready. Mike Tomlin defense. And I don't think the offense for the New York Jets will be hitting on all cylinders. I've heard some bad things from Justin Fields coming out of camp of him not being accurate. Yeah. Obviously, you have a defensive coach again for Justin Fields, which sucks for his development. But yeah, I don't know how great he will be in this Week 1 game against the Steelers. So yeah, give me the. And the Steelers know Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So that'll be good for them as well. So give me the Steelers in that one. Giants at Commanders. Washington is favored by 6.5 in this one.
Yeah, give me Washington.
Yeah.
Nothing really else to be said. I think so both y'all play division games.
Yep.
Week 1. That's crazy.
I mean, I think this game could be like an upset alert type of pick. The Giants, as far as just rushing the passer, they're going to be very good this year.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin is going to have a short camp. It's obviously a divisional game. They played each other tough last year. The Giants should have beat the Commanders the first time they played last year.
Yeah, I just think signing Terry is huge, and you added Laramie Tunsil, you added Deebo Samuel, so you got better. And on the defensive end, you didn't add any superstar level type guys, but you added a lot of older guys. So maybe Dan Quinn, it might be better.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're looking for. Same thing with the Bengals. Like, you're not looking to have a dominant defense, but hey, can we get 15th?
Yeah.
Can we get 14th in the league? And that will be just enough because of how good our offense is.
Absolutely. But I will say that Washington didn't make a lot of adjustments on defense as far as their personnel this offseason. So Malik Neighbors had success against them last year, even though he dropped the pass to eventually lose them that game.
Right.
So I think this is going to be a great game. Like, the spread is 6.5. I think this game is going to come down to the final minutes, but I'm going to trust my guy JD5 to win this game.
Yeah.
I really wanted to pick the Giants on that one, and I could see there being an upset there, but I'm going to go with the Commanders. Panthers at Jaguars. I think this is a very interesting game, actually. Jacksonville is favored by 2.5 in this one in Jacksonville.
Yeah, okay, it's in Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville. I think I like what Jacksonville did a lot this summer or this offseason. And, yeah, I just think trading away Thielen.
Yeah.
Coker's on the IR.
Yeah, that's not great. They had to get Renfro back.
Yeah. What was like a big depth, whatever, at least for week 1 with Coker out and Thielen gone now, which you could argue is 2 of their top 3 guys at the time.
Yeah.
They don't really have any superpower anymore on their roster, which I thought their superpower was their receiver room and, Bryce Young, Dillon, to those guys. So I'm going to take Jacksonville week 1.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with Carolina.
Okay.
All right. This is the first disagreement we're going to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Carolina in this game. I just think Carolina does have the ability to run the ball. Jacksonville, it's not as great right now. No. So I think that will be the difference in this game. Carolina obviously lost all 3 preseason games, which that doesn't look great. But I think it's time for Bryce Young to take that step, for them to start a new year off. I think under Dave Canales, you get a second year, they'll be more ready than the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are under Liam Cohen. And if Liam Cohen comes out with a bang, we're going to have to see how good of a head coach he is. But he's a guy that, honestly, we haven't talked about yet, Liam Cohen, as far as what we think about him as a head coach.
Right.
He gives me very much of a quirky personality, kind of like we talked about Mike McDaniel. He gives me he's just a coordinator.
Right.
That's the vibes he gives me. But we will see. But I trust.
I definitely agree long term. I just think,
Yeah.
With this week 1 game with Trevor Lawrence and the offense, Travis Hunter, I just think them being more healthy as well. I just think, I would take that.
All right. Next game. My fault. The app closed again. What are we doing? All right. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns. Cincinnati is favored by 5.5.
Cincinnati, they played the preseason. They changed it up. They break their slump, and they're going to start this season off good.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cincinnati. Y'all better win.
Yeah.
Y'all better win. Zach Taylor, you might as well get fired after week 1 if you lose this game. And I'm serious about that. Buccaneers at Falcons. Tampa Bay is favored by 2.5 points in this one.
Yeah, give me the Buccaneers. Give me the Buccaneer's.
Interesting.
I just think I love this roster. I love their quarterback more. If Igbuka is what he's said to be and what I've seen with some preseason film, I think they might have better weapons as well. Yeah. At least, from the wide receiver, tight end, whatever spot. Maybe not the running back wise, but I mean, Bucky Irving's pretty good as well. Yeah. This could be a shootout.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the Falcons are going to play them very close.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Tampa Bay as well. I think Baker is, at this point in time, a much better quarterback than Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Michael Penix had success last year as far as passing yards and things of that nature. He didn't have a lot of success winning games.
Yeah.
Lost against the Carolina Panthers, lost against the Washington Commanders, which he played great in that game as well. But I think I'm going to go with the Buccaneers in this one in the week 1 game. It just seemed like they're going to be the more ready team.
Right.
San Francisco at Seattle. Love this game as well. San Francisco is favored by 2.5 at Seattle. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, let me get Seattle with the upset. I think San Francisco. I think San Francisco is not fully healthy, fully there yet on the offensive end, and I like the Seattle team. I think I was wrong about them in our initial predictions.
Yeah.
After doing more research, and I just think the defense is good. The offense, you got Cup, you got Sam. I mean, you got some good pieces. Definitely could be a fraudulent team when we're talking about winning in the playoffs and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
But I think this is a good, well put together roster.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think it's going to be interesting with Sam Darnold going back to San Francisco, how he looks in this week 1, especially with a new team. Does Kyle Shanahan know him, or Robert Saleh know him better than he knows himself in the Seattle system?
Yeah.
So that will be interesting to see. But I'm also going to go with Seattle in this one.
Yeah.
I just think with the receivers that are down for San Francisco and the way Mike McDonald conducted that defense last year, how good they were last year, I think they will carry that on, and it will be hard for San Francisco and Brock Purdy to kick off their season with a explosive offensive performance. So I'm gonna go with Seattle in this one, and kind of like a low scoring game, maybe like a 17-14 win. Titans at Broncos.
Give me the Broncos.
Broncos are favored by 7.5.
Yeah, give me the Broncos. I think Cam Ward will have a good first game, though. Maybe not. I mean, he's playing against a pretty good defense, first game.
I mean, Surtain is going to be locking up one side of the field by himself, so it's going to be a tough opening game.
Hufanga, I mean, you got the guys healthy. Greenlaw, I mean, at least they're healthy. I mean, that's going to be scary.
Yeah. I mean, this is I believe this is the biggest spread of the week, tied with the Philly game.
What is it, 7?
7.5. I'm gonna go with Denver as well, and I think that this might be the biggest blowout of the week because I don't think Tennessee is gonna score points, and I think once again it's not gonna be Cam Ward isn't gonna look good in this game, but it's not gonna be his fault.
And Denver might not even get 30, but it might be like a 21-3.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Because Tennessee's defense wasn't bad last year; they actually came out and played pretty well, especially at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with. I also think Tennessee's head coach, I think his name Callahan.
Yeah.
I think he gives me good vibes as a head coach.
Yeah.
But he's also coaching for his job at this point. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. Lions at Packers. I believe this should be the game of the week. I think it's the game of the week. Green Bay is favored by 2.5. What do you have in this one?
Yeah.
I can go first if you want me to go first.
Yeah, go ahead. You can go first.
I'm going to go with Detroit.
Yeah.
Week 1, first off, I don't think Detroit is a better team than Green Bay.
No.
But week 1, I feel like this Detroit team has something to prove, man. Like, they've been waiting to get back on the field and play some football.
Yeah, there's a lot of doubters.
Exactly.
Because of their coordinating loss. I mean, Dan Campbell, honestly, I feel like is getting disrespected in a sense.
Yeah.
I understand Ben Johnson and,
Aaron Glenn
are very important. Extremely important to their success.
Yeah.
But this is the man who brought the culture back and everything. Like, I don't know. I just feel like personally, one thing I know is they're going to be ready to play.
Absolutely. And that is the face of their franchise.
Yes.
Usually most of these teams have players that are the face. No, Dan Campbell is the face of the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
And for this game, man, I just think the Packers, it's a lot of noise around Micah Parsons joining, which actually we should talk about that after these predictions. But there's a lot of noise about that. And, man, I just don't know how this Jordan Love-led offense is going to look with these young receivers in week one, especially with Detroit, like I said, flying around the field with their hair on fire. In a game in Green Bay. Yeah, I like Detroit in this one.
Yeah, I like Detroit as well, and I would take Green Bay in the next matchup.
Yeah.
Because Micah Parsons will be able to play the whole game.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be irresponsible to play Micah Parsons in this game, or at least give him a whole bunch of snaps.
A whole lot of reps.
I just think it would be irresponsible. Because what you're looking at your roster now, you're thinking big picture now.
Exactly.
You're not young where you can just you're thinking big picture. You're thinking like we can win a Super Bowl now with this roster. And so I don't think, as Jared Goff lost some alignment, I don't think with Michael Parsons being 100%, I would say that the pass rush is going to affect them as much as it would the next time they play.
Exactly.
And so I'm going to take Detroit to win in a close one this time.
All right, next one. We got Texans and Rams. Texans and Rams. Rams are favored by 2.5 in LA. Who do you have in this one?
This is a tough one.
This is a tough one. This is a great game.
I'm going to trust that Stafford is fine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the Rams. But this could go either way because, Stafford could struggle and look bad, and I could, that wouldn't be surprising. He's been hurt all preseason.
Yeah.
But I think I like this Texans defense, but I just think that offensively they're gonna get to see. They're gonna get CJ Stroud.
Jared Verse is gonna live in that backfield. He's gonna be in CJ Stroud's head. That's exactly what my thought process was with this game. I just don't see the Texans putting up a lot of points against this Rams defense, who was extremely young last year and extremely good.
I think Nico Collins might get you 1 or 2, and then I don't know what else after that.
Yeah, because that Rams corners were good last year, but Nico Collins is one of the best receivers in football. Mm-hmm. But Jared Verse is just a guy that, especially with the Texans making no additions to their offensive line, how do you expect to block that guy? He's about to be one of the premier defensive players in football.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football. This is beautiful. Ravens at Bills. Buffalo is favored by
Ravens,
1.5.
Get back.
You think so?
Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt the Ravens. I think there's kind of like a lock in a way. And I don't want to say it like that, but
I know what you mean.
But
off vibes.
Just off of vibes, like the Ravens kind of have to win this game if you not have to, but just as far as you getting over the hump, because Lamar, you have lost to Josh twice in the playoffs. People don't talk about that a lot, but you are 0-2 versus Josh in the playoffs. So that is something.
You're not 1-2?
Has he beat?
I think he beat him once.
No, he'd never beat Josh.
He's never beat Josh?
Nah, he's never beat Josh. Never beat Josh in the playoffs, because the first time they played, I believe he threw like a pick 6 while he was in the red zone. So, I don't think that will go the right way. But I think they will win this game. And once again, the Ravens are our Super Bowl picks in the AFC this year. So hopefully they start their season off with a bang, because once again, a game against Buffalo, if you lose that game, it'll leave a bad taste in your mouth for games to come.
Yeah.
So, moving on to Monday Night Football. Vikings at Bears. Minnesota is favored by 1.5. I like this game. I love this game, actually.
Yeah, I love this game. Another division matchup.
Who do you have in this one?
Yeah, give me
Man, I'm not gonna lie, this is the toughest one to pick.
I'm gonna stick with my initial hot take on the Vikings being really good this year in that division. When a lot of people have them coming last, I'm gonna stick with my Vikings week 1.
Yeah.
But I like what I saw from Caleb Williams in the preseason with Ben Johnson. But yeah.
Yeah, and the last game Caleb Williams played the Vikings, he actually played pretty well.
Yeah.
But give me the Vikings.
Yeah.
Because that defense, I feel like starting off the year is going to give them a lot of problems. I don't think this Ben Johnson-led offense is going to be they're just going to hit the ground running. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think they will progressively grow and get better. So, give me Minnesota in this one 100%. All right. So now we're going to get into this past weekend of college football. Gav, just tell me, what was your biggest takeaway from this weekend?
This weekend, I liked what I saw on the defensive end a lot.
Yes.
We're sitting here watching the Miami Notre Dame game. I'm like, does Miami have a defense this year? Because that was a question about that head coach all the time. Like,
Absolutely.
we know he can put up points, he can do this, but like, do they have a defense? I mean, their defense looked pretty solid. They made good amount of plays, forced a few fumbles, interceptions. They look good. Same thing. I mean, Clemson's defense looks solid.
Yeah.
LSU's defense, that was another question.
Yeah.
LSU's defense sucked last year. Now we're talking about like they
might be one
they
of
had a good corner blitz one play. It's like defensive coordinator getting a little ballsy. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I think that was the biggest takeaway, and it's definitely a new era.
Yes.
There's a whole all the quarterbacks are new for the most part on the top teams, and whether it's Bama, whether it's Georgia, whether it's Miami, whether it's Notre Dame. I mean, everyone has a new quarterback. There's not a lot of returning quarterbacks, and if they are, it's Nussmeier, Klubnik, and Drew Aller.
Yeah.
And everyone else is pretty much new, whether it's Manning. Yeah. So those are the ones I can think of that are returning. So I would just say it's a new era, and I like the fact that in this era with 16 teams going to make it this year? Or
I think it's still 12.
It's still 12?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, with 12 teams making it, Clemson might not suffer from that loss.
Yeah.
Like, they're still probably going to make the playoff and do good as long as they can, maybe beat Miami late in the year. Maybe, the rest of the year only lose one more game. And that's what I like about this. Notre Dame just put a lot of good stuff on film, in my opinion.
They did. They definitely did. They played
Tough
a great
loss,
game.
bad O-line play at the end, especially.
Yes.
But you can work on that, and I just like how I like that. I like that because you get teams that can trend upward towards the end of the year. While, 5 to 10 years ago, you would agree that Notre Dame season it's over right now. It's over. So I like that aspect of it. But it was good football. The only game that disappointed me was the Ohio State Texas.
Yeah. So I agree, and you outlined a lot of positive, and I think the reason that the defenses look so good this weekend is because you have all these athletes that are just ready to fly around the field, and offenses that really aren't sure of what their identity is yet, what they're great at doing, honestly, on the offensive end. And once again, Ohio State, we know they're going to have a good defense. Texas, we know they're going to have a good defense. So there are also teams that have already established defensive cultures. But my main takeaway is these conferences are going to have to be disregarded very soon. And I think that is coming in the future of college football. But like you said, Clemson is probably not going to suffer from this loss. And we saw Florida State play a great game yesterday, so the ACC might be better than we think. But Clemson will probably still win the ACC.
Denver, Miami.
So it is stacked up, but at a certain point, these conferences are not going to be even. You are going to have teams like LSU, South Carolina, if we still think Bama is good, Georgia, Texas beating up on each other. And once again, you're not going to get the best teams. You might get another Boise. So I think that's going to be interesting to see which teams benefit. Obviously, Notre Dame just lost the game. Everyone thinks it doesn't matter. They're probably the most they probably benefit the most from this new system, because if they lost this 2 years ago, they're probably not playing for anything at this point.
No,
So that's going to be very interesting for me. And another takeaway that I had was I think Garrett Nussmeier is the best college football quarterback in the country.
Yeah.
His poise, his decision making. He's not the most mobile quarterback.
Beautiful deep ball.
But yeah, it almost, and I don't want to compare it to the greatest or to one of the greatest college football quarterbacks I've ever seen, but it kind of gives me flashes of Joe Burrow. In the way he is just confident in the pocket. Like, a lot of college quarterbacks you watch today are so quick to scramble, to leave their feet. But when you watch him, his feet are very much in rhythm. stepping into his throws, maneuvering in the pocket, not keeping his eyes downfield, and I think that's very important, especially as an NFL prospect. And I think with the weapons he has outside, with some of the plays that those guys were making, this team can be extremely scary this year, and it was very impressive to see. Now we'll see. This is obviously a Brian Kelly led team, so we'll see if they continue that trajectory all season. But Garrett Nussmeier, I mean, when you consider the guys that have been considered, Drew Aller, I don't like Drew Aller's mechanics and his translatable traits compared to Nussmeier. I don't like Klubnik compared to Nussmeier. I don't
like Klubnik NFL wise.
I don't either, but I think he has room to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Right now, like I can see a world where he gets to a point to where he kind of flips my opinion. Arch Manning, I still think Arch Manning will be fine. He played in Ohio State yesterday against the national
champs. If you could go game by game, even the Heisman, and I'm not saying he's going to be the Heisman, but look at Cam Newton's first game his Heisman year. Look at Johnny Manziel's first game his Heisman year. Tim Tebow's. Look at all these guys who we talk about like the best seasons ever.
Yes.
Their first games looked very like mid or bad, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I would just say take it with a grain of salt. When they started letting him throw the ball down the field at the end, he made some pretty good throws. He was, maybe nervous, whatever the case may be. Probably not a harder environment to play in for a first real game. I mean, he played against,
UL Monroe and
UTSA.
Yeah.
And so, this is his first legit game coming in other than when he subbed in against Georgia. So, I would just say, give him time, and he'll be fine.
Yeah. And then also wanted to ask about the Florida State Bama game. What do you think? Do you think it's Bama's roster? Do you think it's the board? Do you think it's Florida State has a real defense this year? Do you think Thomas Castellanos is actually a contender for maybe a Heisman? Do you think he's going to change that offensive system?
I think Florida State is really good. Okay. I think they need to be ranked.
Yeah, they will be after this.
They need to be. And also, that's like 3 teams now in the ACC where you're like, you know what I'm saying? ACC is looking better. And, obviously I'm not saying they're going to be a top team, but who knows if Bill Belichick can give one of these teams an upset or...
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
If, Matt Patricia made Arch Manning look pretty bad, we'll see what Bill Belichick can do to some of these young quarterbacks in college football, make them look, like they don't know what they're doing in a sense. But, yeah, I would just say, Bama will never be the same anymore. They will never be the number 1 team in the country. I don't know if they ever will be again in this NIL era because they don't have the money Texas has. They don't have the money Ohio State has, the money Michigan has.
Yeah.
So that puts them behind the 8 ball. So then when it comes to recruiting, you don't have the money. And you don't have the best coach in college football. You have a top coach or a good coach in college football. So they don't have anything unique that just completely sets them apart. And I think Georgia will hang on to that because, yes, they don't have the most money. They have good money, though. It's SEC. Yeah. They have great money. Yeah. They're up there, but it's not, with the Texas and whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But you arguably can go and play for if you're a defensive player, you could probably play for the best coach for your development, especially if you're like a linebacker. I mean, Georgia,
linebacker,
exactly. Yeah. So there's just thinking from a recruit standpoint, getting top recruits, there's no elite appeal other than playing for a high-powered offense. And just having a high-powered offense, a solid defense, that's like the opposite of the Nick Saban era.
Exactly.
Nick Saban era was, they didn't have many top quarterbacks, any good quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, you had Bryce Young, you had Jalen Hurts, but that was towards the end.
Yeah.
But most of it was an A.J. McCarron, whatever, and you got really good receivers.
And Derrick Henry.
Really good running backs.
Yeah.
And we're good in the trenches, good up front. On both sides of the ball and elite defense. So it's just a completely different style of football that Kalen DeBoer has brung to Alabama. And I think he's a great coach.
Yeah.
An amazing coach. I just don't know I even think if you throw him on Texas, he might do a better job than Sark has.
Yeah.
Honestly. I don't think he's a bad coach. I just think Bama just won't be the same anymore.
No.
They
looked weak in the trenches yesterday.
Yes.
And it was the first time I'm watching a Bama game, and I'm like, are they actually getting punched in the mouth by an ACC opponent
it doesn't
right
even
now?
seem right to watch.
And because I'm looking at it, I'm like, it doesn't seem like Ty Simpson is playing bad.
No.
Obviously, Ryan Williams had a couple drops, but it doesn't seem like this Alabama offense is playing bad. It doesn't seem like the DBs are giving up, crazy big plays. But no, Florida State walked into that stadium yesterday and said, okay, we're going to run the football down your throats, and had around, I think they had more than 215 rushing yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that is incredible to do against an Alabama football team. So I think there's a just change in, like you said, just a change in culture in Alabama as far as the trenches go. That O-line was getting pummeled yesterday. It wasn't just the fact that Florida State was running the football.
Yeah.
They were that O-line was getting pushed back all game. Ty Simpson was having to roll out a lot. So we're going to have to see if that's a real thing, if that's going to be a real problem that Alabama has. But if it is, we're going to see how fast Kalen DeBoer's seat gets hot.
Yeah.
So, because, I mean, there's obviously pressure coming off of what Saban did for 10, 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly impossible to please people, I think. And then the standard is national championship or bust, honestly.
Exactly.
He could... And it's the same thing, with an Ohio State job, whatever the case may be. You have to beat Michigan. I mean, you still...
Yeah.
People don't love Ryan Day, in a sense, because, you know what I'm saying? Even in Ohio State, and he just won him a national championship.
Exactly.
So, there's definitely a high standard that it's almost impossible for anyone to match. I mean, I don't know if Kirby Smart were to go to Alabama and he went, 10-2, they would... Still, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be enough.
What Saban did, no.
Exactly.
And obviously, Saban, that was the best college football run maybe ever.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be replicated.
Yeah.
But you do want to at least get this Alabama team in the playoffs in your first 2 years, as they missed it last year.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see if they can bounce back from that. But looking forward to seeing more college football.